Welcome to the Geek Easy. Sit back, grab a libation of your choice, and relax, 'cause it's time to do some geek stuff in the Geek Easy. Welcome to the Geek Easy, fellow geeks. Let's pop a beverage of your choice, because today I am going to be reviewing Batman, the Paul Dini omnibus, which is obviously published by DC and written by Paul Dini, since it's the Paul Dini omnibus. This is all kind of one-shots. Most of them are from Detective Comics, and then a few of them from Batman: The Streets of Gotham. The cool thing about this is most of these stories don't have a lot of Batman in it. I mean, some of them do. A lot of them have to do with side characters, little, I mean, there's a couple of them that take place, a few of them that take place during Batman R.I.P. So there's some issues where it's Dick Grayson and Damian as Batman. But even then, they don't take a big role. They have stuff like Humpty Dumpty in there, and they're with him trying to start a new gang and a robbery, and how things went wrong. And they introduce, to me, some new characters. I don't know if they've been in other stuff. They're little minor characters, like a woman by the name of the Carpenter, who was used in Humpty Dumpty's gang, and then she appears in a couple of other single issues. They have a couple of issues where there's, and I forget the character's name, but he is the guy who villains go to get their hideouts. Say like the Penguin, not the Penguin, because we all know where he goes, but say Victor Freeze needs a new place, and he gets a hold of this guy, and this guy sets things up. He doesn't want to know what they use him for. I mean, obviously, he sort of knows, but he's like, okay, I'm going to get this. And so they're done through, a couple of these stories are told through his eyes, or he appears in, there's an issue where they have a guy by the name of the Director, who, he's got no grand scheme of crime. He just wants to make superhero snuff films where he just wants to shoot a film where he manages to kill good guys. Start off with Batman and end up with the Caped One in Metropolis. And then he's got, the only thing that I didn't like so much is they had like 4 or 5 different stories involving Hush. There's one with Ra's al Ghul, and there was a multi-parter. And then there's 3 or 4, maybe about 4 different Hush stories, where he comes back. It's a 5-parter, he gets defeated. Then he has another one told through his eyes, then another one, and then another 4 or 5-parter where he is impersonating Bruce Wayne, but Dick Grayson and everybody can't stop him from doing it because that would reveal that Bruce Wayne is actually gone and Batman is missing and all that. So that one went on a little too long. It was like a five-parter. But they had just so many great different stories. Oh, and there's one with Scarface where there was a new ventriloquist. It was a woman this time, and she was introduced earlier in one of the stories just as the girlfriend of one of the guys, of a guy from Bruce's past, and then we find out how she became the new ventriloquist. And another thing I liked about it is Zatanna appears a lot in here, and it shows the relationship between her and Bruce. That she really wants, she's sort of wanting to get something going with him. Because she actually, I guess she's kind of in love with him. But they make reference to she had done him wrong at one point. And I'm assuming that they mean the identity crisis where they wiped his memory and he knows about it now. But there's a few stories in there where they work together, and there's this tension, this sexual tension between them. Like she really wants to get together with him, and he does too. But he's worried. He's like, she'll get in the way. He doesn't want to put her in danger. She's like, I can deal with it. But she's worried about pushing it forward because she knows how he feels about Selina Kyle. And those are some just incredibly written stories. Just because of it was a character development, and you show us some things that they don't really highlight much in some of the main stories. Is just the daily things, the relationship stuff that doesn't have anything to do with fighting crime. It's these two people who have known each other since they were children interacting and just saying, you obviously both care for each other, but they're trying to work the relationship out together, and I love those ones. I'm really beginning to like Zatanna and the relationship between them. And I think all these other stories that that surround the Ra's al Ghul ones and the Hush ones really outshine the Hush ones. And so, this gives it a pretty high ranking in my opinion. This is one of the better Batman omnibuses that I've read. I mean, No Man's Land was awesome, and this is right up there. I think this is one of the top two, along with No Man's Land. I don't have it, No Man's Land, in the omnibus. I've got in the like 4-part paperback trade things or whatever. But this is one of the best. I'm going to give this a 4.5 out of 5, just because the Hush ones knocks it down just a tad. But the stories are incredible. For the most part, the art is incredible. I mean, it starts out really good. And this is just some fantastic stuff. But then, you know, near the end, they switch artists, and it kind of isn't as good as before, but I don't think that really takes away from the overall effect. So I'm gonna give this a 4.5 out of 5 and just say, get it. This is a fantastic book, and I highly recommend it. Anyway, let me know in the comments below whether you read it or not and what you think of it. So like, subscribe, and most of all, enjoy your comics.